Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most influential and, honestly, inspiring philosophies in early childhood education, the Reggio Emilia Approach. And it's this incredible story about community, creativity, and a really deep respect for the potential inside every single child.
But before we get into all the details, just think about this for a second. Imagine a learning space filled not just with desks, but with natural light, all kinds of interesting materials, and just this buzzing energy of discovery. A place that's actually designed to make you curious. That, right there, is the heart of what we're about to explore.
All right, so where did this all come from? I mean, this wasn't some philosophy dreamed up in a university lab. It was an idea born from the rubble of war, fueled by a whole community's hope for a much better world.
What's so amazing about this story is that it was a total grassroots movement. Right after World War II, the parents in this little Italian town, Reggio Emilia, they literally started building their own school, brick by brick. They were determined to create an education for their kids that would prevent the kind of intolerance and injustice they just lived through. And then this educator, Loris Melaguchi, he comes along and partners with them, and together they built this system all around collaboration and critical thinking.
This brings us to what is, for me, the absolute core of the Reggio Emilia philosophy. It's a fundamental shift in how we see children and what we believe they're capable of.
I mean, just look at the difference here. So often, the traditional model kind of sees a child as an empty cup that a teacher's job is to fill up with facts. But the Reggio view completely flips that on its head. It sees the child as the protagonist, the star of their own show. They're seen as competent, full of potential, and an active partner in their own education, building knowledge for themselves instead of just passively receiving it. Okay, so if we believe kids are this capable, then how do they actually express all those big, complex ideas they have? Well, the answer lies in one of the most famous ideas from this whole philosophy, the 100 languages of children. This quote from Loris Melaguchi, it's just so beautiful. But it's not just poetry, right? It's this powerful statement that being smart isn't just one thing. He's arguing that children communicate and learn through countless ways, way beyond just reading and writing.
And these languages are pretty much what you'd imagine: painting, sculpting, music, drama. But here's the game changer. Each one of these is treated as a valid and powerful tool for thinking. A kid building a tower isn't just playing, they're exploring engineering, balance, physics. It's all about honoring every single form of intelligence.
So how does this all actually look in a real classroom? Well, the Reggio philosophy thinks of the learning environment as this whole ecosystem that involves not one, but 3 distinct teachers. This idea is, well, it's just brilliant. The first 2 teachers are, of course, the child and the adult educator. But the third teacher is the classroom itself. The physical space isn't just a container for learning, it's an active participant, and it's intentionally designed to spark questions and get kids working together. So what are the ingredients for this third teacher? Well, it starts with a connection to nature. Lots of light, plants. It uses open-ended materials. Things like clay or wire or recycled items that can be used in a million different ways. The space is set up for kids to collaborate. And, crucially, the children's work and their thought processes are displayed everywhere, which makes their learning visible and shows them that it's valued. And in this little ecosystem, everyone has a very clear, very important role. The child, as we said, is the protagonist on their own learning journey. The teacher isn't a lecturer. They're more like a researcher and a co-learner, there to guide and document what's happening. And parents? They're not outsiders looking in. They are essential partners, actively contributing to the life of the school. All right, so you might be wondering, if there's no rigid, pre-planned curriculum, what do the kids actually do all day? How does the learning happen? It happens through these deep, meaningful explorations that they call projects. This whole idea is known as an emergent curriculum. So instead of a teacher deciding, okay, October is dinosaur month, the curriculum actually grows out of what the kids are interested in right now. Maybe they find a cool bird's nest on the playground. That one little discovery could spark a month-long project on birds, engineering, habitats, all driven by their questions. The teacher's job is just to help them dive deep. Okay, so at the end of the day, what's the point of all this? What's the real lasting impact on a child who gets to learn this way? It's actually pretty simple, but it's also profound. The result is a child who isn't just ready for the next grade, but who is a thriving, confident learner, basically prepared for life. And the amazing thing is, these benefits all work together. It's like this amazing positive cycle.
When kids get to explore their own ideas, their creativity just blossoms. When their work is valued, their self-confidence grows. And when they learn by working together, they build really strong social skills. It all feeds into that ultimate goal, creating a real, genuine love of learning that sticks with them for life.
Now, what I love about this is that you don't need to be in a Reggio Emilia school to use these ideas. You can bring these principles into your life just by really observing and listening closely to a child. Ask questions that make them think, like, I wonder why that happened, instead of just handing them the answer. Set up a simple, inviting space with some interesting things for them to explore, and celebrate their process, the sketches, the failed attempts, the questions, because that's where the real learning is happening.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you see a child building a tower, or dancing around the living room, or maybe just quietly drawing in a corner, ask yourself, what language are they speaking right now? What big idea are they exploring? By learning to see their 100 languages, we start to see and really honor the incredible, capable little person who's right there in front of us.